Are you aware of the agent provocateur aspect of January 6th? I don't exactly know what the reality is, but what people are insinuating is that there was federal agents that were involved in instigating the violence.
Read me.
There's some protests happening down outside the Capitol.
The simulated riots in D.C. was a powder keg long in the making. The evidence for pre-planning and setting up a situation for a disaster is overwhelming. Paid actors.
We can take that place.
We got more people coming up. Let's get them down here on the track.
I want to confess that I was paid to pretend to protest today.
Hey, I'm gonna break this fucking phone if you don't stop.
They hit me with bullets. They're not officers, man.
Controllers.
They were guys, they were almost like monitors. They were like corralling them, and they were telling them what to do, and they did everything these guys said.
You can drop down into a room underneath more people.
Take a step back. Get in there. Do your job. Get out.
And Hollywood tear gas and mace. All on display for hundreds of professional photographers conveniently on scene. In this episode, we're going to analyze the climax of the story and show you how a little stage direction and fake blood became an instrumental role in furthering the division of the nation.
And he was hiding there. She had no idea that he was even sitting there aiming a gun right at her face.
It's not talk anymore!
I didn't see it, but they shot a woman.
They all acting.
This is Everything Wrong with the Capitol Shooting.
I'm convinced it was the Emergency Americans did it from what I saw.
You guys gonna come in the building?
Only on Wooz News. The Homeland Security Exercise and Evaluation Program provides a set of guiding principles for large emergency response drills. In these guidelines, we read about the various roles, such as players, controllers, simulators, evaluators, actors, observers. The term participant encompasses many groups of people, not just those playing in the exercise. The head directors of large emergency drills are called exercise controllers. Their job is to keep things running according to the master plan. And here's a cover of the guidelines manual, which spells sheep. Hasip. Any professional emergency response drill or military drill makes use of fake blood in a variety of forms: blood capsules, sponges, syringes, and squibs. A simple blood squib is a pouch that is designed to break on impact. There are all kinds of squibs using various pumps and tube assembly. Here's the HydroSim trauma bleeding simulation system. It's basically a small pack containing a fake blood supply and a pumping mechanism and some tubes. Some of them are battery operated. Now that we're equipped with the various roles, let's start the analysis. Aquí, outside the speaker's lobby. As a footnote, I am not affiliated with any gangs, and I wasn't paid to make this video, so I'm looking at this completely unbiased.
What people are insinuating is that there was federal agents that were involved in instigating the violence, instigating the entering into the Capitol, and that there's this one guy in specific that they've got him isolated on video. They've shown him over and over again. He's faced no legal consequences. They know this guy's name. They know exactly who he is. All these other guys are in jail. All these other guys who got into the Capitol, so many of them are facing like these massive federal charges and 4 years plus in jail. This one guy is like, we have to go in there. We have to take back. We have to get inside there. And people start calling him a Fed in one of these videos. And I think he takes off and runs away. But this is what it seems like. It seems like, and this is something that governments have done forever, right? You take a peaceful protest. What's the best way to break up a peaceful protest? You bring in agent provocateurs to turn it into a non-peaceful, a violent protest, smash windows, light things on fire. Then you can send in the troops and you can clean up the mess, and then you don't have any protest anymore. This was the World Trade Organization in Seattle in 99 or whatever it was. That's what they did. And it's been documented that is what happened. Literal government agents went in wearing Antifa outfits and this is pre-Antifa, right? Smashing windows, lighting things on fire, and they were all eventually released, conveniently. Well, this guy, do you know about this, Jamie? See if you can find it. Because it's a curious case of this one particular individual who's like yelling in these various groups.
I know you're gonna dig this.
You'll notice how much chaos is happening on screen, yet our eyes are fixed to the woman because that's what we're here to see. No one seems to be concerned with being the next target. It's bang, action. It should be noted that everyone in the room knows what's going to happen. They all play towards the camera. Now, let's take a look at some of our characters. Adam Gray, our photographer. Taylor Hanson, Vetter, Rufio, Fredo, Yellow, Data, Jaden, Thomas Barani, Ninja/Evaluator, Secret Agent Man, or as I like to call him, Sam, Medic/Controller, Parrot Blocker, Shades, Red, SWAT 1, and SWAT 2, Frickin' Frack, and our star, Rabbit. We're gonna break this down together, and we're gonna analyze this with 6 different angles, and in chronological order. Let's do this. Now this is Medic coming into the room. Notice the enormous earpiece. What's that about? Now look what Red does. He kicks the door. Now we see Red either pick up something or drop something, and it looks like Medic does the same. And we know he's the Medic because of this patch or sticker. Here we can see Red has one glove on, and you can see Jaden in the distance. Now we're all kind of led into this room outside the speaker's lobby. We can see Medic has one glove on as well. There's Frick. Oh, hey there. And there's our star. They're just waiting around again. And you can see our star looking in the direction of the weapon. She seems amped up or nervous. And you can see we have Taylor Hanson on our left. Notice how Yellow hands Rufio the helmet. And notice while he does that, we can see Cop 2 and Fredo discussing. Almost like they're waiting for something.
Okay, we got police coming up.
Okay, we got police coming up. Now Frickin' Frack come down. Rufio takes off his hat, changing his appearance. He receives the signal, and they leave. And it all feels a little rehearsed. And you can see Adam Gray push his way through. Now this is Orange in the front. You should also note that the glass is not glass, but plastic, or stage glass. And you'll notice that this barricade was set up before they entered the room. You can see Barani in red to the left of the screen. In about 30 seconds, they're gonna make their way to the front. Notice how our star keeps looking over to the left, as if she's waiting for something. As the officers leave, they're pretending to talk to each other. And you can see how easy this plastic comes out. You see how easy that is? Frack taps the back of Vetter. Jaden is the first one to give the command that there is a weapon at 34 minutes and 49 seconds. And you can hear others chanting the same thing. Notice that the gunman briefly removes his hand from the weapon, like he's communicating, replying to his earpiece. Look how long it takes him to do it. Notice this person just walking in the background. If we draw a straight line from where the weapon is to where our star is, you will see that they don't match up. The weapon is far below her neck area. And boom, right there. Now that's 15 seconds since Jaden announced there was a weapon. That's important. Now let's back it up 15 seconds. We can see this guy point to Orange. Orange gives a hand movement, and look, the Hollywood glass just falls right out. SWAT 1 goes to Sam. Now why would Blue ever be in on this conversation? Blue makes his way past Yellow, where he grabs him, and you can see Barani making a hand movement. And he touches Red on the back, and Barani signals her to get into place. And she goes through, and she's ready to fall. And they all scatter. Notice this guy in the background. No one looks in the direction of the gunman. Yellow gets into place. Now that's Rufio. Right when she goes up, he turns his back. It doesn't make sense that Rufio's corralled all these people into breaking down the doors only to step to the side and turn his back. In this angle, Rufio turns to take a peek. And he touches Red on the back. And Ninja automatically puts his hands up. Also, notice when she falls back, her backpack looks fairly plump. A perfect breakaway for a fall. And you'll see Yellow breaks her fall, boom, with his foot. And here you can see the plastic glass. Red gets out of the way. And interestingly enough, Ronnie moves down just to touch her right backpack area. Just for a brief moment. While Sam comes down, he moves her, 9 inches to his left. He's about to reach under her right shoulder. At the same time he does it, SWAT 1 briefly squeezes her right hand, or he's putting something in there. When Sam picks her up, she puts her hands in front of her face. It almost appears that she opens her eyes.
But what people are insinuating is that there was federal agents that were involved in instigating the violence, instigating the entering into the Capitol, and that there's this one guy in specific that they've got him isolated on video. They've shown him over and over again. He's faced no legal consequences. They know this guy's name. They know exactly who he is. All these other guys are in jail. All these other guys who got into the Capitol, I mean, there's so many of them are facing like these massive federal charges and 4 years plus in jail. This one guy is like, we have to go in there. We have to take back. We have to get inside there. And people start calling him a Fed in one of these videos. And I think he like takes off and runs away. But this is what it seems like. It seems like, and this is something that governments have done forever, right? You take a peaceful protest. What's the best way to break up a peaceful protest? You bring in agent provocateurs to turn it into a non-peaceful, a violent protest, smash windows, light things on fire. Then you can send in the troops and you can clean up the mess, and then you don't have any protest anymore. This was the World Trade Organization in Seattle in 99 or whatever it was. That's what they did. And it's been documented that is what happened. I mean, like literal government agents went in wearing Antifa outfits and this is pre-Antifa, right? Smashing windows, lighting things on fire, and they were all eventually released conveniently. Well, this guy, do you know about this, Jamie? See if you can find it. Because it's a curious case of this one particular individual who's like yelling in these various groups that we have to get in there, and he did it pre-January 6th, he did it during the January 6th thing, and then this guy's faced no legal charges whatsoever. And people are like, well, what the fuck is going on here? Because when you see some kind of organized debacle like that, and then you see people insisting that we have to take this further and we have to go inside, and then if you find out that those people are actually federal agents that are doing that, you're like, well, what is happening here? And how is that possible? And how is this legal? That's a problem.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one. I remember the umbrella man who was breaking windows at the George Floyd riots.
I think they found out that guy was a cop, and that I think that was like a rogue human, but no, I'm not sure if that's true. But
so this is where it's interesting in this case, I don't know the case at all, but is it that somebody in government actually initiated him doing it as an agent provocateur to shut down the protest, or was he someone who happened to be in government who was himself radicalized, who acting on his own because of radicalization did the thing?
Or is he an agent provocateur, but he's doing so independently just because he's a fucking psycho? Some firemen start fires.
Right, but notice that whichever view you have, you probably had a motivated interest to see it that way, right?
Yeah, I didn't have any view on it.
Right.
That's the thing. I'm looking at it like this, like, what is it? What is this video?
Yeah.
I'm watching this guy, like this one big, beefy-looking federal agent guy, telling them they got to go inside. And I think he was wearing a MAGA hat. And, he's like a guy in his 50s. And he's like, I'll tell you what we got to do. We got to get inside there. We got to go inside the Capitol. And these people are like, inside? Like, isn't that illegal? Like, what the fuck? This guy's taking it to the next level. But he's doing it like multiple times. That's there is a real problem with intelligence agencies doing that kind of shit.
Totally.
Because they do it. And I think they do it thinking that this is, look at these group of fucking psychos, like, we got to stop this from escalating. So here's the way. We get them to do something really stupid, then we can put fences up and create a green zone, and then we lock this down. Meet Ray Epps. Meet Ray Epps, the Fed-protected provocateur who appears to have led the very first January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. So let's watch some of this, because it's fucking crazy. It's really weird. This guy is doing this like over and over and over again.
There's a video of it, but this is an article about...
so this is an article that's in Revolver. We'll find the video, because the video is fucking strange. Ray Epps video. Here it is.
That's 20 minutes long.
Well, just watch. We'll see some of it. Oh, these are guys that are watching it. What about that one?
It goes to a website. These are on Twitter.
arrest rave eps. So some people are hip to it, but most people, like including you guys, have no idea that this is a person, right? You never heard of this before. What terrifies me is the solution of this is an autocratic government that controls all aspects of society, so none of this ever happens. That scares the shit out of me, because that seems to be where, there's that fuck. Let's play this.
The Capitol. What? Tomorrow?
But do it from the beginning.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? Tomorrow?
Hear the what?
I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. Well, let's not say it. We need to go. I'll say it. All right. We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol. Stop speaking. We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction. Please spread the word.
All right, no, Dave, but one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
are we going to get arrested if we go up there?
You don't need to get shot.
Arrest us all?
Okay, I think we see enough. There's a lot of instances. It goes on for quite a while. There's a lot of videos of this guy, which is really fascinating because I think these methods that they've used forever are kind of subverted by social media because you have 100,000 different cameras pointed at this guy from all these. And when someone starts screaming loudly, people start filming it, and then you get a conglomeration or a collection of these rather, and you can go, "Oh, what is happening here?" Like I don't think they realize that people would be so cynical that they would go over all these various videos and find this one guy who's not being prosecuted or arrested.
He's not being prosecuted or arrested.
Ding! Congratulations. Yeah, no, he's not. Look at that guy. I mean, if you had a guess, if you had like $50, what are you going to put your chips on, red or black?
That's right.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
As you can hear the chants from the crowd. Let's go, Brandon.
Hey, let's go, Brandon. Hey, let's go, Brandon.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Major Production.